Good morning, Thailand. My name is Alex.
And I'm Jay.
Yes, he is. And we have some news updates for you from around the land of smiles today, this Tuesday, February 11th. Now, before we begin, please remember to subscribe to the channel, that's the Thaiger, to stay up to date on all things Thailand. Now, today, we'll be talking about bars shutting down for the upcoming Buddhist holiday. Both heroic and villainous stories involving Thai dogs. And a little later, victims that have been identified in a tragic plane crash in the Philippines. But first, we're back to planes here in Thailand. Now, a Russian airline flight makes emergency landing in Bangkok after circling for nearly 3 hours. That's right, a Russian Aeroflot flight from Phuket to Moscow made an emergency landing at Suvarnabhumi Airport after circling the Andaman Sea for over 3 hours due to a front landing gear issue. The Boeing 777-300, surprise, surprise, seeing Boeing's name pop up, couldn't retract its front gear after takeoff, prompting the diversion to Bangkok for better emergency support. The plane burned fuel before landing as a precaution. Emergency teams ensured a safe touchdown at around 9:10 p.m. with no injuries reported. Thai Airways is assisting the over 300 passengers with onward travel to Moscow.
Yeah. Well, I know you said that about Boeing, but the 777 generally is quite reliable. It's one of the more reliable aircrafts. Has a much better record than some of the Airbuses out there.
Oh, yeah.
But allegedly, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Interesting
I'm
to
glad
see.
they made it back.
Yeah, interesting to see that they did the fuel burn off. Like they've kind of learned their lessons from a lot of the other very high profile crashes where, like the Korean one, for example, where it seemed like, okay, they're landing in, they're sliding in, it should be okay, and then boom, it was just a massive fireball. So burning off all that fuel is a very important aspect to make sure that these emergency landings don't end in tragedy.
Yeah, and well done to the pilots as well. I mean, we often kind of forget, they have to kind of keep the people calm. I'm not sure if the people knew what was going on, but I think at some point you realize if you're circling for 3 hours, or maybe you don't. You're in a plane, right?
It's got to be a nerve-wracking 3 hours.
Yeah.
What's
They've
going
got to inform them, right? By the way, guys.
Yeah, we're just going around in circles.
Our next story takes us to Pattaya as locals demand action after stray dog attacks young girl. Justice in Pattaya as the locals are demanding for justice and action after a stray dog severely attacked a 10-year-old girl at the Eastern National Sports Training Center during Burapha Bike Week. The girl suffered a deep leg wound requiring 15 stitches, and despite the attack, no authorities took responsibility and stray dogs remain in the area. Vendors noted that locals fed the dogs but did not adopt them, leading to an increase in their numbers. Some are calling for official intervention to prevent future incidents, as this was not the first attack. Obviously, a minor, a young child, was involved in this incident. But they need better care for the stray dogs. Like, look.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems a little crazy to me that look, I lived in China, and in China the stray dogs were much more aggressive than they typically are here in Thailand. But unfortunately, we still hear this news all of the time. Unclear what the solution is when authorities aren't going to step in and be like, okay, round up the strays. Like, and you hate to hear it about like pounds, right? Dog pounds, where the dog catchers catch them, bring them in, and if nobody adopts, they get euthanized, unfortunately. Is that a better solution than having them roaming around biting random little girls?
Yeah.
Maybe. But yeah, it does appear that the community is getting fed up with this issue and looking for some action.
They just need better control there. I mean, in places like the Middle East, you almost forget that dogs even exist.
Not a lot of love for dogs in the Middle East.
Well, some people have dogs, but it's almost like hidden. It's like, unless, and also you're quite wealthy, you won't be keeping a dog around there. But we don't need to. We don't need to consider that. But
I don't know. I guess we'll see. All right. Well, anyways, moving on to our next story. So obviously, big news, everybody. Tomorrow, bars across Thailand will be closed for the Buddhist holiday. That's right. Bars across Thailand will close on Wednesday, February 12th, 2025 for Makabucha Day, a major Buddhist holiday. The day marks Buddha's teachings on moral conduct and is observed with temple visits, meditation, and abstinence from alcohol. Thai law prohibits alcohol sales on religious holidays, meaning bars and convenience stores cannot sell alcohol for 24 hours from midnight to midnight. Violators risk heavy fines and potential jail time.
That's right. So, no matter what, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to a popular night spot like Soy 11, anywhere in the Tonglo area, you're not going to be served alcohol. You're not going to be served alcohol in a teacup. You're just not going to be served alcohol. Most venues actually.
Excuse me. Sorry, I'm allergic
Bless
to this BS.
you.
Yes.
Most night spots will just not serve you.
Yeah.
The only place, technically, even 7-Eleven, you can't buy alcohol.
Definitely not,
The only
yeah.
place you could probably buy it from is from like your local mom and pop shop, allegedly, of course.
Yes, I mean, let's not incriminate our mom and
Yeah.
pops, but they are where there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
In the meantime,
saving lives.
you can stock up today
Yes.
and go get your
That is also
your
true.
booze. And
But
then,
who has that much planning?
Well, that's why we're warning them. This is the
I want
news,
my
Jay. We
booze
gotta
fresh.
let them know. That's true
Yeah, I
too.
want it fresh. I want it.
Fresh.
I want to see it in front of me.
Straight
I want
from the
to go and
tap.
pick it up myself.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But yeah.
All right, moving on to our next story. Bystanders overturn a car to save motorcyclist, but victim dies in hospital. Unfortunately, a tragic story. Nearly 20 people, including Thai, Burmese, and foreign witnesses, worked together to overturn a sedan and rescue an elderly motorcyclist trapped underneath in Phuket on February the 9th. Now, despite their efforts, he later unfortunately died in the hospital on February the 10th. A video of the rescue went viral, with many praising the kindness of those involved. Everyone got together and tried to turn over the car. The victim's daughter expressed gratitude as well for the support. The accident occurred when a sedan collided with motorcyclists, but no legal action against the driver has yet been reported.
Yeah, a little unclear as to exactly who is at fault
Yeah.
for this potential accident. And just another reminder that, to be very careful and very defensive when
Yeah.
you're out there driving, particularly if you're on the smaller vehicle, right? Like
Yeah.
you see motorcyclists are very cavalier and go around traffic all the time. But often, if you get into one of those collisions with a car, you're going to lose. And unfortunately, it was the extreme tragedy in this case, but also very
Yeah.
heartwarming to see
Yeah, of
so many
course.
people coming together to try and help in that emergency.
I think different cities react differently. I feel, I might be wrong, in Bangkok, it's a much bigger, larger city. There's accidents happening all the time. But Thai people are extremely kind. If they see you, they'll get off their motorbikes and they'll come from different shops and come and help you if they see you bleeding and stuff. And a similar story like this, like when I was around 18, I had a big car accident, and it was actually almost at 1 a.m. So we used to have my family used to have a small restaurant in the Chengtele area, and we closed up shop, and I was driving back home, and unfortunately I skidded because it was raining and there was water on the roads. 1 a.m. I thought like I crashed and I hit a pole, and I was just kind of sitting there. I was like, 1 a.m. Nobody's gonna come and help me. But I think people just heard the noise from like 100 meters away. I just saw like one person, then two person, then three person. They called the police to come and help. They called the the car that comes and picks up your car, because it was kind of like in a
tow truck.
A tow truck. So it was in a ditch. They called the tow truck, and they just helped me through everything. And I was just like, oh.
Yeah, it's
Wow,
no,
okay.
it's one of the benefits of Buddhist society. This is an easy avenue for good karma, I think. And I'll say a similar story too. My girlfriend yesterday, she was coming from school and saw yet another one of these ultimate tragedies. Some cement truck apparently ran over somebody on a bike, and done, like absolutely like white sheet over them, family crying in the corners. Really ruined her day. And it's just these little warnings are popping up all over the place, guys. You got to be careful. All right. Well, now I got some happy news stories for you guys. We're going to move on to something a little bit more uplifting.
Okay.
A three-legged dog heroically saved its owner from a cobra attack. That's right. A three-legged dog named Sato became a hero after bravely confronting a cobra that entered his owner's home. The Bangkok Golden Retriever mix narrowly escaped blindness when the snake's venom sprayed near his eyes. His owner, named Tanong, joined the fight, and together they vanquished the serpent. The viral video of Sato's heroics sparked admiration and a frenzy of lottery hopefuls seeking the house number for luck. Fortunately, Sato suffered no serious injuries and received vet treatment. His story is a testament to canine loyalty and bravery.
Well
get it,
done,
Sato.
doggo.
Yeah. Very brave. Look at him go. This is not always scary to see a cobra invade your territory. And then the three-legged dog, right? Not letting the injuries hold him back. Congratulations, Santo, for being an inspiration to dogs and their owners alike. I don't know if dogs can watch viral videos, but in any case, I'm proud of you. Pretty cool. Anyways.
Okay. All right. Well, we're going to move on to our last story from across Thailand, which is regarding a Thai girl that reunites with Swiss hero who saved her after the crash. A feel-good story coming from Thailand where a 15-year-old Thai girl, Piatida, reunited with Tom, a Swiss man who saved her life after a motorcycle accident in Buriram last year. Tom, who was at a barber shop, rushed to the scene, provided first aid, and ensured she was taken to the hospital. Although she survived, she lost her left eye. Piatida and her mother, Ratanapon, expressed deep gratitude to Tom via video call. Despite their appreciation, they remained frustrated that the pickup driver involved only had to pay 1,000 baht in compensation. Piatida remains strong, vowing to live in honor of her rescuer's help.
There, another feel good for you. But yeah, I also kind of feel bad since this pickup driver, if he was at fault, having to pay 1,000 baht fine, kind of denotes that there's an admission of guilt in that. But then, come on, she lost an eye, dude. Especially at such a young age, there has to be some better compensation.
A lot of the time, what happens, unfortunately, Alex, is that when these accidents happen, and when it comes to compensation, depending on who the person is, you can kind of rush to these kind of settlements. So for example, you could go to the police station and they'll be like, oh, okay, it's nothing serious, or it was no, you're at fault here too, you weren't doing this, you don't have a license, blah 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 blah. This is the only compensation you can get, sign here, and once you've signed it,
you're done.
You've lost your rights to kind of sue. So otherwise, maybe there's more to the story, maybe they still can, because if someone's responsible for you to lose your eye, you should be having more of a compensation than 1,000 baht. But
certainly,
I think, unfortunately, in these situations, people don't know what to do. They don't know their full rights, and they go and sign that paper.
Consult with a lawyer if you're involved in something serious. I think that's.
But I mean, Buriram, right? I mean, can they even afford a lawyer? I'm not sure. I mean, Buriram's a more. It's a big city, but more rural areas of Thailand.
True. And certainly, if you do sue the guy, how much is he actually going to have as well? It's something to think about. Tough stuff. Anyways, that'll do it for our Thailand section of the news. Now we're going to head off to the greater ASEAN region. And I still have some updates. Our first stop is back in Malaysia, where we talked yesterday about a mall shooting. There have been some updates on it, and the story is still ongoing. Now, the Setia alarm shooting suspect held a family hostage at gunpoint for 45 minutes before fleeing. A family in Setia Alam endured a 45-minute hostage ordeal when the suspect in a mall shooting forced them to drive him away at gunpoint. The man, his wife, and their 4 children were leaving the mall when the gunman appeared, fired a warning shot, and ordered them into their car. The suspect sat in the back seat, demanding they drive, and later fled by the highway after taking the car's dashcam memory card. Police identified the suspect, a local man with 11 prior drug and criminal offenses, and are actively tracking him down, although they still haven't. The manhunt is still on. So, pretty shocking stuff that this guy, I checked as of this morning, they still haven't found him. So he's been on the lam for 2 days, and it has really caused a shock in the Malaysian community there. But also, he's still at large. This guy can still do some damage. So a big hunt on the way. They really haven't released too much information about him either, which is a little weird because you would think that should be plastered all over the place if you want to actually help to track him down.
Absolutely.
But strange case. Hopefully this becomes resolved quickly and we actually find out what the hell happened. But fortunately, the family that was taken hostage was safe in the end, but just a bit traumatized, I imagine.
All right, we'll move on to our next story today, which is taking us to the Philippines as a U.S. Marine identified as victim in deadly Philippines plane crash. Sergeant Jacob M. Durham, a U.S. Marine from California, was identified as one of 4 people killed in a plane crash in the Philippines. The aircraft contracted by the U.S. military was conducting an intelligence mission supported U.S. Philippine Security Corporation when it crashed into a rice field in Maguindanao del Sur. Witnesses reported seeing smoke and hearing an explosion before the crash. Durham, an electronic intelligence analyst with the 1st Radio Battalion, had served since 2021 and was recently promoted. The cause of the crash remains under investigation. A lot of plane crashes.
Dropping like flies, man. Pretty scary stuff. And not happening all over the world now, it seems. Obviously, the crashes in America, the ones in Korea, now in the Philippines. What the hell's going on? I don't know. It's just a little scary, but hearts go out to the victims of this horrible event. And hopefully we can get to the bottom of why this keeps happening. Because, I think we'll all sleep a little better when we know what the problem is, but still no clue. All right, well, anyways, I do have some happier news for us to end on. First, we're off to Indonesia, as that country is now launching a $183 million free health screening program. Indonesia has launched a $183 million annual free health screening program to prevent early deaths, the largest initiative of its kind in the country. Citizens will be eligible for screenings on their birthdays, including blood pressure, heart disease risk, and eye tests. The program initially targets children under 6 and adults over 18, with a goal of screening 100 million people this year. Officials hope to promote preventative care, as many Indonesians seek medical help only when already sick. However, experts warn it could strain local health centers due to uneven distribution of resources. Well, whatever. I think it's a valiant effort, particularly because, preventing these diseases and preventing the healthcare crises is way cheaper than waiting for something to go wrong and then to try and treat whatever the ailment is after it's already become too far. So I think a valiant effort by the Indonesian government, and hopefully this is just the beginning, and they'll be able to assist everybody in their communities over there.
Yeah. Precaution.
Duckling Chocolate Farong says, imagine getting a bad test result on your birthday. That's also fair.
I'm sure that happens.
I guess so. Maybe we should pick a different day.
Oh, we're going to move on to our last story today, which is a nice story, a feel-good story regarding a baby elephant's recovery that's captivating public attention. A baby elephant named Lompat is making a remarkable recovery at Phnom Tama Wildlife Rescue Center after being rescued from a snare injury in Cambodia. Found in critical condition at 5 months old, she has gained 34 kgs in just 2 months, thanks to expert care and public support. The Ministry of Agriculture praised those who contributed supplies and donations for her recovery. Lompat's story has captured widespread attention due to her young age and rare status, highlighting the importance of wildlife rescue efforts.
Gained 34 kilograms in 2 months. Sounds like one of my visits back home to America. Oh, God, I've been there. But yes, congratulations to the young
Elefante.
who seems to be orphaned as well. Like, that's pretty sad.
Yeah.
But at least the care efforts and rescue efforts have been successful, and she's gaining weight. So, yay. Something.
I don't know if it's scientifically proven right, but is it that elephants have a very long memory?
That is what they say.
That's what they say, but is it true?
I'm not sure. I feel like there's got to be some truth to it. I don't know. I buy it.
All right.
But she'll be remembering this for a while.
Well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are some of the stories from across Thailand today. There are more stories, of course, on thetiger.com, and you can join in the conversation at
ASEANnow.com.
That's Thailand's largest English news platform. For now, we're going to say hello in the live chat as we've ran over time.
Yes, we're here.